I'm Kevin Berger. Homelessness among young people is all too real, particularly for those between 16 and 23 years of age. YouthLink is one of the local organizations helping with support and guidance to meet their basic daily needs and help them eventually become self-sufficient. Here to tell us more about their work is Dr. Heather Huseby, Executive Director of YouthLink. Welcome to Newsmakers.
Thank you, Kevin.
The idea of homeless young people is so disturbing, so heartbreaking. Who are these young people?
These are young people that could be in a class with one of your children or my children and my child. They are young people who have been abused. They're young people who have been neglected. And the population 18 to 23-year-old sometimes are referred to as throwaway youth, but they're not throwaway. They're youth that really have an opportunity that we should not really forget about, but they're young people who, for some reason or another, have been neglected. They are young people who have been through the systems. They're often they're foster care youth. They're youth that have been sexually exploited, but they have not had the kind of support that other young people have had, and they have no system of support, and they don't have any place to really stay.
Now, at YouthLink, I understand you have a model, the Youth Opportunity Center, a way of really trying to tackle the many problems that these young people arrive with.
Yeah, one of the problems with young people like this is that their world is very fragmented. And so one of the things that we've done is to create the Youth Opportunity Center. It's really a one-stop shop of services all under one roof. We have now created 30 other nonprofits. We've invited them to come on site. So instead of youth having to go all over the city for services, they can cover under one roof. They can get a medical clinic, a law clinic, the Minneapolis Public Schools. The different services, including YouthLink, are there, and they can get from their basic needs to all the kinds of services they need under one roof. And so their world isn't as fragmented, and they can get to the services that they need.
It sounds like it's really a kind of a common sense approach.
It is.
What about like for people who are on the street who don't have a place to live? Do you have some sort of a drop-in place for them?
We do. We have a drop-in center, and that's one of the first things that we do is have them come in and just to let them be themselves, to let them build some trust, because we want to build a trusting adult relationship with them and let them build trust and the kind of basic needs support that they need, and then we can start to build them into the kind of pathways that they need to be in their life.
What happens without some sort of intervention to these young people?
Well, unfortunately, they're at a crossroads, and if we don't have this intervention now, they're going to end up to be homeless, long-term homeless. They're going to end up to be incarcerated, or unfortunately, Kevin, we think that they're going to end up to be even dead. And so they're worth saving. These young people at this age are at a crossroads, and they're worth saving. They're worth being our next citizens and our next employees.
How important is having a permanent place to live and some education in this whole process?
It's critical. Education is a pathway out of poverty, and stability is a pathway. We need to all of us need a safe place to live. All of us need a roof over our heads, but we also need education tied to that.
In 40 years of doing this work, have you seen a change in the kind of young person who becomes homeless?
We have seen a change in the young person that's been homeless. We've seen changes in the sexual exploitation. We've seen young people who are escaping those kind of situations because they now know that there are services available for them. So we have seen some different kinds of services and some kind of changes in the way that young people are seeking services.
Dr. Heather Huseby, thank you so much for telling us about your work, and do keep up the good work on behalf of these young people. To read firsthand accounts of how YouthLink is making a difference, you can go to their website. That's youthlinkmn.org. And that's it for this edition of Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Kevin Berger. Thanks for watching.